Okari minasan, today we're gonna talk about Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger episode 4. It is so good. Everything about this episode just screamed perfection to me. But like I said from the beginning of the show, I really wish that every single kingdom is gonna be a two-parter, but we don't actually get that. I understand why, because they really wanna reunite the ranger all together, but within like within 1 month of the show itself. Like, this is episode 4, means 1 month in real time has already passed ever since the premiere, and it is so crazy that we are still not getting a full Super Sentai team fighting together as a Super Sentai team. And in the next episode, everything is gonna change, because we are gonna see Rita coming into action, and Toei knows it. Toei already goddamn knows that Rita is gonna be the fan favorite throughout Ohsama Sentai, because like if you take a look at the opening song, she is standing in front of the Red Ranger itself. Like, she is kind of like the thing that Toei wants to sell to the fandom. Like, hey, this girl, this waifu is the reason why you watch Ohsama Sentai, and they know that it is gonna be a fan favorite. From the moment I saw her costume, saw how she moved, how she act, it is already very clear to me that she is indeed my fan favorite. But with that being said, let us talk about what happened in episode 4. So we started off the episode with a little bit of recap, which I really like, and immediately we follow up with a battle with the god Kabuto, and we learned that from Yamaga's this god Kabuto is actually a greater guardian deity. So this god Kabuto is stronger than the King-Ohger itself. And back in the old days of King-Ohger, the legendary King-Ohger is equipped with the 3 greater guardian deity. Not only the 5, actually there's multiple gods that is in the King-Ohger itself. We got the god Kuwagata, we got the god Kamakiri, god Hachi, god Tombo, and god Papillon. But we also have the god Tombo, which is the ladybug, and we got the god Kumo itself as well. So I feel like we are definitely gonna see a possibility that in the future we're gonna see a ladybug ranger, or maybe like a spider ranger, something like that. Maybe I might be wrong, but then again, it is really interesting to see like there are so many little like creature that is like forming the entirety of King-Ohger. But in order for King-Ohger to achieve maximum potential, the 3 greater guardian deity needs to be a part of it as well. So we got god Kabuto, and then we're gonna have a god Sasori, which is the god Scorpion, and lastly it is gonna be the god Grasshopper. So it is gonna be mind-blowing when we actually see the full power of King-Ohger. And when we actually saw god Kabuto one-shot King-Ohger, I was like, damn, that is super duper OP. But if you actually take a closer look at what actually happened, is that they actually they are being struck by surprise. Okay, like they are taken by surprise. They don't have time to henshin. They are not in time to kind of like coordinate their attacks, and that is why god Kabuto is able to ambush them and is able to defeat the King-Ohger so easily. Okay, it is not because like one god Kabuto is able to take down one King-Ohger, but it is just the simple fact that they actually got taken by surprise, something like that. And that is really interesting. But one thing I just want to mention here really quickly is that there is actually a little bit of continuity error, because remember in episode 3 ending, in episode 3 we actually ended off with Himeno Ran wearing her medic costume. She's wearing her medic costume when god Kabuto attacked. But in the beginning of this episode, when we saw her inside the god Kamakiri itself, she is actually wearing her princess dress itself. So it is a continuity error that I actually realized it doesn't really make much of a difference. Like she can always change her clothes quickly. I don't know how they do it, but it is definitely possible. Okay, so with that being said, let me move on to the second thing I want to talk about, and that is 2 years ago, the Yamagas actually helped Heracles to actually own the power of the three greater guardian deity, and that is really interesting. Like, how the hell did Heracles manage to awaken Kabuto, god Kabuto itself? And we actually see Gira calling god Kabuto Kabutan, so we are not sure whether or not that is actually their name or not, or is it actually just a nickname that Gira actually gave the god Kabuto, and also give god Kuwagata, because he called god Kuwagata Kuwagon, and he called god Kabuto Kabutan itself. So this is, it almost seems like Gira knew his history of all these legend machine, and all of these legend machine actually have their own personal name, kind of like when you watch Naruto, Nine Tails is actually called Kurama, and some other Biju is actually have their own specific name, something like that. So maybe that is something that is actually happening in this god machine guardian deity as well. So that is just my idea, okay? But I don't think it is fully explained, like how Heracles is able to take control of god Kabuto. Maybe he did something, or maybe he turned his back on humanity or something like that, okay? So we're not sure what actually happened, but we also learned that the three guardian deity is actually abandoned humanity, okay? Like, they abandoned humanity, they broke away from humanity, and because I would say maybe it is because of the evil of human, like how human is actually like the biggest pest of the war itself. Like, if you look at this war as a living organism, and human is actually the biggest pest that this war actually have, because we destroys everything, we destroy, we pollute, we are the problem that the war is actually dying most of the time, okay? But then again, with that being said, let me move on to the next thing, because I don't really want to dwell quite much into the how humanity is the real pest and not really the Bugnarak, something like that, because so far from what we see, the story moving forward, it is showing us that the Bugnarak is actually the pest of the world, and the Rangers are actually trying to the pest control team, something like that, okay? So it is really interesting. But with that being said, let me talk about Dibowski. Kaguragi Dibowski is a schemer. I love this character because every single action that he does is actually for the benefit of his kingdom and for his people, and he's willing to get his hand dirty, he's willing to be covered in mud, he's willing to ruin his own reputation among the rest of the king in order to protect his own kingdom itself. And that is why in this episode we saw him doing a lot of things, doing quite a lot of weird things. Like, first of all, he tried to negotiate with the Bugnarak, and then he tried to play Heracles by giving him the god Kabutos. All of these things is all in the control of Dibowski. So he might seems like a really weird king, like really like weak and really like all over the place, but secretly he is scheming. He is thinking to himself, like, how can I actually make use of this? How can I make use of that? How do I protect my people? Something like that. But at the same time, we also get to see like Dibowski actually, I would say he would definitely actually felt a little bit of what Gira actually said. Like, Gira accepted his justice. Gira accepted the way how he rule and protect his kingdom. Like, he says like a puppet is not able to protect anything, but with your justice, even a puppet is able to protect something like that. So that is something really amazing, and it really strike the heart of Dibowski. And I felt like by presenting Gira to Rita is actually something really interesting. And I also felt like Dibowski is purposefully like buying some time for Rita to do her research, to do background check on Gira. Where does Gira actually come from and all those stuff, because we actually get to see Rita following Gira inside of Ishabana. I don't think we saw Rita in Nagosapa, but I could be wrong, okay? But we get to see Rita is following Gira all over the place, and in this episode 4, Rita is at Shugodam, like going into the library, reading some material, something like that. And I felt like she is actually reading the history line, the family tree of the royal family in Shugodam itself. So maybe by the end of next episode, we are actually gonna learn that Gira is actually part of the Hestia family. Is it the Hestia, Rakles Hestia? So maybe Gira is gonna be the part of the Hestia family, and it's not gonna be kind of like a tyrant or kind of like a villain anymore, but he's gonna be treated as kind of like a, I don't know, the king's brother or something like that. We are not sure what is gonna happen, but I'm pretty sure by the end of next episode, Rita is gonna deem Gira not a fugitive anymore, and that is the real plot is gonna begin. We're gonna start to see how Rakles is gonna outmaneuver the rest of the king, and we are also gonna see definitely the henshin of Rakles into the Kowagata Ranger itself. So it is gonna be really amazing next episode. But with that being said, that is all from me. I really love this episode. The animation, the CG, holy shit, it is on another level. Oh my god, it is so good. Okay, it is really good. But I would say, even though there's like a lot amazing part, there are still certain scenes that looks kind of weird, like the green screening of stuff. They tried their best, and you can clearly see that they have some difficult time masking little detail of different character itself. But it is fine, okay? Like the story is still there, and they managed to tell the story, and that's what important for Ohsama Sentai. But with that being said, that is all from me. If you made it this far into the video, I just want to give you a word to comment in the comment section below to let me know that you actually finished the video. And today the word is gonna be Kuma. Why Kuma? Because I have a Kuma sitting in front of me, and Kuma means bear. And thank you for bearing with me throughout these 12 minutes, and I just want to give my thanks to you, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye.